Oh, it's been incredible. Like honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was very fearful at first. You want them, whoever's adapting it, to make a faithful adaptation for the readers that love and support the book. And I really think they did a wonderful job.
Hi guys, it's Kara. Welcome back to my channel Behind the Screen. So this whole Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni scandal, if you will, has really blown the lid off of Hollywood, and it's just causing everyone, even people who are not very into Hollywood gossip or Hollywood type of things, to be talking about it because it's just massive. And every single day I feel like something new is coming out that makes Blake and her husband Ryan look pretty guilty and Justin look like just basically a saint. In real life, my purple light just died because I don't charge things, and sometimes that happens. But anyway, back to the story. It's funny how everybody in Hollywood, whenever this first all came out, it seemed like everyone on the cast, everyone in Hollywood was backing Blake up and basically just throwing Justin under the bus, not looking out for him whatsoever. But recently, I feel like there's been quite a shift where people who were backing Blake, even some of her best friends, like Taylor Swift, are now pretending like they don't even know her. And that's exactly what has happened with Colleen Hoover, who actually wrote the books. She was all buddy buddy with Blake and Ryan, and she even made a statement whenever all this came out in favor of Blake. It was pretty clear whose side she was taking, and fast forward to now, though, she has completely scrubbed Blake off of her Instagram, all the pictures of them. I feel like it's in an attempt to save her career from just completely dying. So we're going to be talking about that, kind of what Colleen's newest tactics are, how the chances of her actually resuscitating her career, in my opinion, I think is pretty slim at this point, and from what I'm reading in the comments, even some of her biggest fans are not falling for this. And because I've been covering this story a little bit, I also want to do an update, something new that has come out within the past, I think, 24, 48 hours. New, but it's not really new because it's just an old interview clip of Blake Lively talking about how she kind of goes on to movie sets one way and then she basically pulls the rug out from under the producers, the directors, from everyone because she wants to have creative control. And the clip, I feel like, is just a little bit of an insight as to the person that Justin had to deal with for the duration of filming the movie It Ends With Us. So we're going to be talking about all of that, but before we get into that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel Behind the Screen, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know what you think about all of this. Okay, so just a few weeks ago, Colleen, it looked like she deleted her Instagram. She had about 2 million followers, and it was just gone one day. It looked like Colleen was kind of taking a step back from it all, from writing, from all the things. But as many people do, whenever they make some big statement, whether it's deleting their Instagram or saying, I'm leaving Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media, and I don't know when I'm going to come back, 9 times out of 10, they usually come back within a couple days to a couple weeks max. And that's exactly what happened with Colleen. She's already back. But people noticed right away some differences on her Instagram account this time around.
Colleen Hoover has reactivated her IG after she deactivated it a few weeks back. However, some fans did notice that there were posts missing. Honestly, guys, I didn't even follow her before, so I really couldn't tell you what posts were missing or not, but we have the forums for that. Any posts with Blake Lively are now gone, and before she deleted her profile, she had 5,697 posts, but now she has 5,665, meaning she deleted 32 posts. Before she had deactivated her IG, she was following 2,975 accounts, now it's 2,964, so she unfollowed 11 accounts or 11 people blocked her. However, she is still following Blake and Ryan Reynolds. I do not know if Blake and Ryan were following Colleen before, but they are not following her now unless it's just not showing because she reactivated it today, so it possibly could just be like a glitch.
So yeah, you can see with that TikTok, she deleted a lot of photos, and it wasn't just of her and Blake. She also deleted stuff that had Justin on there too. It seems almost as if she's trying to really distance herself from the project, yet without her, the project wouldn't exist since she wrote the book. So good luck on that one, Colleen. Of course, anytime someone's in some sort of scandal, they'll go and limit the comments on their Instagram. Blake has done this, I feel like Ryan's done this, and now Colleen's done this, where you cannot comment on any of her posts unless if you're already following her, or I think it's just a select group of people that she allows to make comments on her Instagram. But there is one post, for whatever reason, she probably doesn't realize this, or her assistant probably didn't realize this, There's a one post where you can comment. People are definitely commenting and saying exactly how they feel. One person wrote, "Oh, Colleen, you don't deserve the privilege of the job and platform you have. You have massively abused your position to contribute towards the disgraceful and bullying treatment of Justin Baldoni. Your silence is deafening. The fact that you haven't apologized to JB yet is astounding. Admit your mistake. People will respect you more if you do." Some other comments that people said were, "I see you block comments, should have done it on every post. Do the right thing and apologize to Justin. I'm done buying your books." Someone else said, "For someone who has a lot to say about abuse, you sure as hell do know how to support it." Someone said, "Your silence speaks loudly. Without an apologize to JB, you will never get past this. Time to do the right thing and admit your errors." I was also reading a comment, I forget if it was on TikTok or Instagram, one of the social media platforms. Someone said, "Oh, it must be so stressful to have all this going on about your movie and your career. Imagine Justin, who literally had his name completely defamed, had nobody coming for his back, not Colleen, not anyone else on the set. Basically, like, Colleen, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. You made that choice." And what I mean by that is that she could have been very neutral. Whenever all this was coming out, she could have said, "Blake was very kind to me. Justin was very kind to me. I don't want to get involved because I had really positive experiences with both of them." But she didn't. She went and she put out a statement about Blake, about how great of a person Blake is, and she had no issues with her, but she never said anything negative about Justin either. She just didn't say anything about him at all. So she can go and scrub Blake from her Instagram all she wants, but she made it pretty clear from the start that she was Team Blake, even though there's interviews, and I'll insert a clip here, where she talked about how Justin was the person that she wanted to play the character of Ryle. Like, she had no one else in mind. That's who she wanted.
What makes Justin the perfect Ryle and what made Brandon the perfect Atlas?
Oh, that's so hard. They both did so good
they're so
in their
good in this
roles.
movie.
Yeah. When Justin said he wanted to play Ryle, I was on board for that. I thought that he kind of was what I envisioned when I wrote the book.
And from everything I've seen, I've been following this since the beginning pretty much. It seems like there is nothing negative that she can say about Justin. And that what this kind of all circles back to what a lot of people are saying, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, that likely Colleen has the wannabe popular girl or wannabe at the popular table syndrome. I don't really know the name for it, but we'll just call it that. Where she wasn't popular in high school or in school or college or whatever, and she really wanted to be. She was desperate to be. And then she had this experience to sit at the cool kids table, which at the time, it wouldn't be that now, obviously, but at the time was Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, getting into the it crowd in Hollywood. She was willing to do whatever it took, which at the time was not giving Justin Baldoni any support and giving your full-fledged public support to Blake. Little did Colleen know, little did Blake know, little did I feel like did anyone know that Justin was not going to go down without a fight. Obviously, we've already gone over all this, and I'm sure there'll be more to come, but he is doing everything in his power to prove his innocence in this and prove that actually the sick and twisted thing is he was the victim through all of it. And maybe the reality is Colleen isn't Team Blake anymore. Maybe she doesn't want to be Team anybody anymore. But it doesn't take back that she did publicly put that out. She really, let's be real, should have just stayed quiet about it all and not taken anybody's side. Unless if she directly saw things that were going on, she probably should have just stayed quiet and at the most said, "I want to stay neutral because I have respect for both people." She didn't. She took sides because she wanted to stay in the in crowd. She wants to get all of her other books published into movies. And at the time, I guess she thought that being a part of, Blake's, what is it, Dragons, was the safer bet. But that was not a safe bet after all. And I'm really curious how Colleen's career continues and if it does. I did read that her book Verity being created with Amazon MGM Studios, and it's supposed to have Dakota Johnson, Josh Hartnett, and Anne Hathaway in it, which if I was any of those actors or actresses, I would not have taken that. Unless if it was too late, maybe they signed before all this went down, but if there was any getting out of that, I would be running. Nothing, I feel like, at this point would be worth signing on to a Colleen Hoover project because her career basically is now permanently stained. With all of this going on, no one's ever going to forget that. No one. No one's ever going to forget this. Whatever ends up happening at the trial, if the trial happens, this is going to follow her for the rest of her life. Same with Blake. Same with Ryan, possibly same with Justin, but the good news is we'll get into why actually I think it's good news for him in a few minutes. So I wanted to do a real quick update on this clip that came out from sometime in the past few years. It resurfaced and it's basically Blake talking about how when she auditions, when she first gets the role, she talks a certain way, and then once she's actually in there, she completely changes course on the involvement that she wants to be on the set. Okay, so this is a clip from TMZ. We're going to watch a tiny clip. I couldn't find the original one, and this is from 2022.
I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative. Sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do if you're the actress or actor? Be eager to get a role, because it's not easy for everyone to get a role. It might be easy for her, or probably was easy for her to get a role in Hollywood. And so you're eager, you're thankful. That's you're hired for a job. The job is to do the best job you can, reading your scripts, memorizing your script, delivering your role, and that's that. But she wants more, which tells me that she has a control issue.
I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull, because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in.
So yeah, that whole thing is pretty eye-opening, I would say. It just shows that she kind of bulldozes her way until she gets exactly what she wants. And I watched a little bit more of that TMZ interview, and the woman said that actually Blake was hired as a producer, but then in the comments I was reading, no, she was not hired to be a producer. She was given that as time went on because they just kind of wanted to appease her. And so she ended up getting co-executive producer, I believe. Long story short though, to me, it just really goes to show how Justin had to deal with someone who has control issues, has to have their own way, and is willing to do whatever it takes to get her own way. I mean, we all know that with this movie, there is a whole other version that Justin has, just sitting, that'll probably never see the light of day because Blake had to have her way on every single thing. Well, last time I checked, yes, producers have a lot of say. Co-executive producers, I'm not so sure, but either way, director is supposed to be the person that has the final say. But in this case, that was not how it was. I think it was just a case of Justin is a very, very nice person, and he just put up with way too much from Blake. I don't know, the trial is supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be slated for spring of 2026. We'll see if it ends up happening, if they settle beforehand. Everything I'm reading, Justin does not want to settle, and I don't blame him. I think it's interesting though, because likely Blake and Ryan's vision was to end Justin's career, just completely demolish it. And I think for a while they thought that they had it, especially whenever he was banished to the basement. What ended up happening is their careers are just circling the drain at this point. Colleen's career, that's gonna be a tough one. She was not Ryan Reynolds beforehand. She was just Colleen Hoover. So that's gonna be a really hard one to resuscitate. Like I said, it's like all these other people's careers are, kind of being tested, to say the least, and rightfully so. And all I think about is the fact that we saw this kind of go down with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And Amber Heard, it came out that she lied. Now look at her. She literally had to flee the country. She was not going to be getting any more roles. I know that she's not Blake Lively, whatever, but it's kind of like the same thing, just a different person with a different status. And what I was saying in the earlier on, where I said I'll talk about it in a few minutes, even though Justin has really been put through the ringer, he is going to come out on top either way. I think that probably most of us, if we're being honest, did not know who Justin Baldoni was before this all came out. I did not know who he was. I didn't watch any of his other projects. And now I can say I'm a massive fan of him because he is standing up for what's right. He's not just taking it. And he also just seems like an all-around really, really, really great guy. So I think once this is all blown over, he's going to be the one who's going to be on top. When Blake and Ryan, I mean, who would want to work with them again? I saw that A Simple Favor 2 is coming out, and it's going straight to Amazon, not to the movie theaters. And I think that the movie theater has had a resurgence, and that movie was popular. There's no reason that it shouldn't have gone to the movie theater, other than the fact that they likely are just trying to avoid any crazy press tour with Blake, and they figured no one's probably going to even see it, but it was already filmed at that point. I don't know. But that's going to be it for today. It was just a quick update video. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys, because this should be out on Valentine's Day. Let me know what you think about all of this. Are you going to be supporting any of them after this? Again, Team Justin, Team Blake, Team Colleen? I don't know. That's a new one. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in my next video.